Hey guys, it's me, the Afro. As you can tell from my voice, I'm sick, and I've been sick for quite a bit of time, which is why I haven't been able to upload any videos. I'm still not there yet, but at least I'm a little bit closer, and my voice has come back enough, and I've turned my microphone up, so hopefully you can hear me, and we can get into this review of Ghostrunner on the Nintendo Switch. Now, to sum up the gameplay of Ghostrunner, think of something like Mirror's Edge, and then just put in one-hit kill mechanics, and you're kind of there. You're able to free run through stages, and you essentially want to try and slice and dice your way through enemies while doing some really cool jumping and sliding and dashing about to be able to get all of them killed off. Now, I've only played the first couple of levels. I think the first 3 levels. No, I think it was the first 2 levels, and then there was a platforming bit. So I played the first 2 levels, and it feels quite good. The controls are very responsive. I was using a pro controller with this, and I felt like I was able to move my character wherever I needed to. Of course, it does take getting used to that your jump button is on R and not necessarily on something like A. You can change that in the settings, but I didn't really know how it would feel, so I gave it a try, and the standard settings at least seem to work okay. With games like this, you want to make sure that your motion feels fluid and smooth, and that you feel like you actually have control of your character. Comparing this to Mirror's Edge, my only other sort of feel of games like this doesn't have that same sort of level of momentum. It kind of feels like I almost get to my speed immediately, and because of that, it doesn't necessarily feel like I pick up any sort of speed or end up going very quickly. Although taking into account that the penalty for a wrong move is that you die and then have to start the section again, it's a bit more welcome. You feel fast enough that it's satisfying when you manage to get through a level through your platforming and wall running while killing all the enemies without dying, but not so fast that you can't do any sort of dodging. As much as I made a lot of mistakes and died a lot of times, it doesn't feel like any of the deaths were things that were wrong with the game. It was either that I didn't know where I was going, I didn't plan well enough, or that I was just getting frazzled and I wasn't really taking in everything that I was seeing. Now let's go on to presentation. We'll start with music, which is good. I would expect it to be good. It's got that cyberpunky sort of feel that's becoming very, very fashionable in video games recently. However, the good gameplay and the good music are slightly ruined by the graphical quality of the game. Cutscenes, like the one that you get for the intro, and graphics look fine, but even on the menus, all of the text is just really blurry. I originally started this handheld, and I thought that it was just because it was handheld and it was rendering it really, really small to make it easy to run on the Switch without any frame drops. But moving it onto the TV, it just looks really not that great. Everything just kind of overall looks a bit blurry. I checked on my AV receiver and on my TV, and both of them were receiving 1080p video, so the only assumption I can make is that this is actually rendering at 1080p, but just with very poor detail, which I think is a bit of a bad decision. The gameplay is fantastic and the music is great, and if anything, the colors of the game remind me a lot of things like maybe Quake 2 with that sort of futuristic but bleak look at everything. It really is a nicely made game. It's just that it doesn't look that good on the Nintendo Switch. I don't think it's the worst game ever. I just think that if it looked nicer, it would just add a little bit of extra value to it, in my opinion. But thank you very much for watching, and as always, stay safe. Bye.